not always a good husband, not always a good citizen. He did not die a hero's death, but he was a man. Our Lord was crucified with 2 thieves. So perhaps we should not judge. We are born of sin, and we die in sin. And in this, Michael, just like anybody else. Father, we do not know your infinite mysteries.
When I downloaded GTA 5 for my Xbox Series X, I already had low expectations, but somehow Rockstar still managed to disappoint me and quite a lot of people out there. This is now the 4th time that I bought GTA 5, originally on the Xbox 360, PC, Xbox One, and now on the Xbox Series X. And yes, I know, I'm clearly an idiot for buying the game 4 times and I deserve this disappointment, but please don't disappoint me like Rockstar did, and maybe just drop a like on this video, or otherwise I'll have to just keep squeezing this GTA 5 stress ball, guys. Seriously. Anyway, here's the thing about GTA 5 on next gen. I actually have a conspiracy theory of sorts about this. To be specific, it's about the development and the marketing of this game, and now with the release of it, it's all kind of tying together. So, when GTA 5 was first announced back in June of 2020, they named it Expanded and Enhanced. That was the entire marketing behind this version of the game for the initial PS5 trailer. Expanded and Enhanced. Seriously, that's the name people still use to this day. Even me in this video, whatever the title ends up being, that this will be in the title, because that's what we know it as. And there's a big reason why I bring up the specific name, but that's not the real conspiracy here. The game was slated for release in October 2021. However, it got delayed to March 2022 so that more development time could be brought into it. And then after November, we all figured, okay, cool, we understand them wanting to put more development time into this and delaying the game because we had seen what happened with the definitive edition trilogy of the old games, and we were like, okay, Rockstar, you can have more development time. But here's what I really think, and I really do think this could be a big possibility that it is true. The game itself and all its upgrades or whatever, they were finished ages ago, and it's obvious if you've played this new version. A developer like Rockstar clearly didn't spend much time expanding or enhancing much at all, to be honest. The real reason for this delay is that they wanted more people to have next-gen consoles in their homes. Back in October, when the game was meant to be released, many gamers hadn't upgraded yet due to supply issues as a result of the pandemic. Again, I want to reiterate, this is just a theory, but I do think that they just sat on it and waited for more people to have next-gen consoles and claimed it was for more development time. By having more people on next-gen, it would bring more potential customers, which would in turn bring more profits for less work, which, if you look at the track record of Rockstar in the past, you get it. The fact that since GTA 5 was originally released a decade ago, the United States has had, what, 3 presidents since? Like, that's insane. And on top of that, I've left and come back to YouTube at least 47 or 50 times, hey? Like, yeah. Now, back to my theory, and something else to add. The only thing that seemed to change is the name of the game. What I mean by that is, like I said, they first called the game Expanded and Enhanced, but now you can't find that name anywhere. I searched Rockstar's Twitter, I really did, and all their other socials and whatnot, and the only instance of it being used now is in the original tweet and the original press release back like in 2020 of June. Like, I literally couldn't even search and find the results. It's just that was it. Even the game on console, when you go and buy to download it, it fails to mention anything in the description about it being enhanced and whatnot. That name has been retroactively just gone, and they've backtracked big time, and they got us hyped in the first place, and then as time passed, they thought we wouldn't notice, and they thought we wouldn't notice that they didn't deliver what they promised, but we did, because now we're a lot more skeptical about them, and we're a lot more observant, especially after the definitive trilogy thing. Yeah. And look, I'd be completely understanding, and I wouldn't even really complain if this was a free upgrade, but it wasn't. And I also realized that it's currently half price for the introductory offer, but that's like, you know, when you go to a supermarket and they claim that something is 50% off, but then you see the original sticker price behind it and it's the same price all along, and then you just feel like an idiot. Yeah, that's how we feel right now. This all just feels like some kind of bait by Rockstar, and they thought that maybe by removing the expanded enhanced name along with making the game 50% off at launch would trick people and make us not realize. Yeah, nah, buddy, nah. And this really does suck, because I truly love Rockstar games. I do. They're a massive part of my childhood, and I imagine it's the same for you guys. And they were the first ever company to ever fly me out to an event. They emailed me. I never believed that it was real, and then they actually had a driver come pick me up. This is like a decade ago for LA Noire. Like, we go back. They follow me on Twitter. It's going to be interesting to see if they unfollow me after this, but I'd love to keep my relationship with them, but I also want to keep my relationship with you guys, so I ain't BSing anybody here. I ain't BSing Rockstar, I ain't BSing you guys. It just feels like, I don't even know, man. It's disappointing to see something that you love going the way it's going. But realistically, maybe I just love the old Rockstar games, or maybe they're just working so hard on GTA 6 that they're cutting corners to create profit in the meantime and keep them afloat, which, come on, they've made billions. And now the funny thing is, in a really strange way, my expectations for GTA 5 are both low and high right now. I'm just confused and feel a little bit betrayed by one of the greatest companies in video game history. I really just want to be able to look back one day and have fond memories of an incredible game studio, like I used to. But in the meantime, you can't even look back at this next-gen version because the mirrors in the damn game don't even work in first person properly. Even the sound is buggy at times when you get in and out of cars. There's no crossplay either, and the data transferring for online is a complete joke. They've had all this time and extra time to implement these small things that make the experience better, but they just didn't. They also didn't bother to change anything in the campaign, and we didn't even have any expectations for that because they never mentioned that they were going to do anything. It was more towards the online part of the game, but maybe, just maybe, we had an inkling, like a hope in our heads that they'd surprise us like they used to, but it seems like they just don't do cool things like that anymore. If you really think about it, Rockstar used to be one of those companies that were all about surprises, were all about pushing boundaries. Now all they seem to do is push out old games over and over and fool us, and they do that by the trust they built for over 2 decades. And yes, I get this game is from 2013 and that it's been ported over, but when the PC version from all those years ago is still essentially better, I really don't have any words. But what I will say here at the end is, I'll still play this version of GTA 5 because I lost my Xbox One disc, and I want to play the campaign for the first time in years because I only completed it really once or twice way back in the day. And I want to be able to play from the comfort of my own couch rather than sitting here and playing the PC version, which is probably still the best version of the game. And since Rockstar Games is clearly thirsting for money, I'll happily donate my PC to them for free so they can actually use it towards some real development in the future.